Chairman, you paint a picture of luxury if someone has a mortgage of over $500,000 in California. I welcome you to go to the average home in your home state, knock on the door, say you've got so many bedrooms in that most average home, you are living in luxury. Because I assure you that the average home on the average lot in the state of Wisconsin would cost over $1 million if located within commuting distance of Silicon Valley. Those are the prices, and perhaps we need to organize, we go on Codels to strange and foreign countries. Perhaps we need a Codel California so that you will see that things are different in my state than they are in yours. As to our housing finance system, we currently have a 30-year fixed rate, non-recourse, prepayable.
Could we go in January or February?
Yes.
Done.
Maybe when the Grammys, the Emmys, we'll talk. It's about time. On foreign affairs, I never thought of a Codel from this committee, but I think it would make sense. We have the 30-year fixed rate, non-recourse, prepayable loan. That's the best deal home buyers have anywhere in the world. And oh, by the way, with a 10% down payment. In so many countries, if you don't have parental help, you can't buy a home. You can't get the down payment. The tradition in Iceland is that you work for many, many years on ships in order to get the down payment. And it is so I think we've got a system that is good for home buyers. It's also been profitable over the last few years for the government. It is not true that back in the 60s we didn't have government involvement. What we had then was savings and loan institutions with enormously high leverage, all supported by the government. That provided good mortgages until it collapsed at government cost. Ms. McCargo, you're absolutely right. We need to build more homes. Mr. Zandi, a lot of people in my district, which the chairman will be visiting this winter.
Can I come too?
Absolutely. They've saved all their lives. They've put their kids through school, and what they have is about a 20% equity in a home that's worth between $500,000 and $1 million. So let's say we limit the home mortgage deduction to $500,000. We limit the property tax deduction at $10,000, and they go to sell their home. The buyer's going to know that those limits exist. And oh, by the way, the buyer's going to know that those limits aren't indexed. So 10, 20 years from now, when they go to sell their home, the word $500,000 will mean a very different thing than it means now. What happens to the value of that $500,000 to $1 million home if the tax law changes?
Well, the analysis I've done is to take the entire House bill, and that includes all the things you mentioned, plus the increase in the standard deduction, which reduces the value of the MID, as well as the impact the larger budget deficits would have on interest rates, which matter for the housing market.
Right.
So in that context, with all those moving parts, including the cap on the 10K cap on property tax and the 500 cap on MID, nationwide, all else being equal, house prices would decline by 3 to 5%. In districts like yours, I don't know yours specifically, but I can guess, in areas like around where I live in suburban Philly, New York, New Jersey, the price declines will be double digit, 10, 12%. Not that I'm a fan of the MID, I'm not. We can talk about how you might want to do this in a better way. It's very costly, and I don't think it's as effective in promoting homeownership as it should be. So I'm not a fan. But I think it is important to recognize that if this plan were adopted, those are the kind of HPI, house price declines you should expect in those. And that's obviously going to be a lot of stress, for those people, for the lenders that made those loans. It's meaningful. The economy will
the federal government that has insured those loans. And if you've got 20% equity and your home goes down 12% in value, and then you have some transactions cost to sell, you're just not going to be able to retire to Wisconsin after you sell your home. And finally, there's this, oh, well, I've run a, I'll yield back.